Okay, it's running.
It's running. Asera Teves. Asera Teves is known by Chazal, the Avudraham points out, as, in one sense, the most severe of all the fasts. Why? Because it says, Be'etzem hayom hazeh. Says the Avudraham, it's the only fast where it says Be'etzem hayom hazeh. Truth is, most of the fasts are only mentioned by the month, not by the day. But in Asera Teves talks about the day. Why does it talk about the day of Asera Teves? We're going to discuss that in a minute. But because it discusses the day, says the Avudraham, if it would fall on Shabbos, you would fast on Shabbos. It never falls on Shabbos, you don't have to worry about it. But it does fall on Friday, and that you sometimes have. Perhaps the reason that Asera Teves is so severe is because Asera Teves represents the time when the tsaras really began. It was in Asera Teves that the king of Bavel laid siege to Yerushalayim. From the time of the laying siege, it took him 3 years. But the day that he started was Asera Teves. If we can make a mashal, the person's got a car, and he watches what's on his screen, and he sees that the car is overheating, and he immediately pulls to the side of the road, and he takes care of it. Finished. No problem. But if you don't take care of it as soon as you see it, so then you keep chugging along, by the time you get to Yerushalayim, it could be a full-fledged explosion. Nothing left in the front of the car. The beginning is of extreme importance. You have to catch things as they happen right at the beginning, because then problems can be solved easily, and all types of issues can be resolved without getting into very great difficulty. Klal Yisrael at the time of the siege could have done tshuva, and there wouldn't have been a siege. It would have ended right then. But we didn't catch the moment. And therefore, the Navi says, Etzem hayom hazeh. My friend, you lost the moment. And then things snowball. What a musar on life. That's where we got to approach things. Catch things when they begin. Don't allow them to continue. Second aspect, perhaps, that makes Asera Teves so chamor is, we said it in Slichas this morning. Asera Teves is the conclusion of 3 very difficult days. The 8th of Teves, they translated the Torah, Septuagint, which Chazal say was a terrible travesty, because it opened the Torah to every single individual who wants to give his own understanding, an explanation of what the Bible is all about. And that's a tragedy, because all too often people put in what they want to hear and what they want to see. On the 9th day of Teves, Ezra HaSofer died. Ezra HaSofer led us back to Eretz Yisrael. Ezra HaSofer instituted the laws of society. He changed the whole way we live. Yet we have no concept of how Yiddishkeit today is. Ezra HaSofer, his institutions that he put into our lives, that made Torah become so part of our lives in the way we live our lives. And we lost that great luminary on the Tisha Teves. And then the breaching, the beginning of the siege on Asera Teves, when we literally fear ourselves besieged by the nations of the world around. I think we can all relate to that in our world today, right? You can kind of feel besieged by the goyim around, by problems all over us. And you put all the three things together. That makes this period a time for a lot of thought. Asar B'Teves, a fast day, is a time to stop and think, what should I be doing differently? How can I stem the tide? How can I make Yiddishkeit more part of my life and my family's life? And how can I stand strong in the face of the siege? And with that, we should be zoche to see Yeshua b'karov. Rabbi Nani ben Akasha Omer.